Boom, 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 boom. Chanka, how's it going, everyone? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another episode of Monday Analysis, where we are going to be talking about the weekend's football. Now, thank you to everybody who's joining me right now. I can't see anybody in here as of yet, but thank you very much for stopping by. It's been a day from hell. Only just finished work, managed to get home, just set up, haven't even eaten, just drinking a little bit of 7-Up here to give me some sort of energy and to help me salivate a little bit so I can pronounce words. But other than that, not feeling pretty tired. And we'll just let's do this anyway. So Manchester United have just had a great weekend, opening weekend of the Premier League, and we've beaten Chelsea 4-0. Get in there, my son. That's what I'm going to say about that one. I'm feeling absolutely buzzing and over the moon. You know, since yesterday, it's been a fantastic day in that sense. Being able to rip Chelsea fans. And we just absolutely dominated them, didn't we? You know, we were basically, we had 11 Christian Greys out there last night against just 11, whatever her name is, Anastasia or some shite. I don't know, I've never seen it, but I hear people talking about those books or films or whatever. They look absolutely wank to me, no pun intended, but there you go. But yeah, in serious news though, I think a couple of our players were actually done for sexual assault because there was a rape at Old Trafford yesterday. It is 10:30, it is 10 o'clock I should say, so hopefully no kids are watching. They'll probably watch this tomorrow, that's how YouTube works, you know what I mean? Shit, probably shouldn't have started off with a joke like that. But anyway, strange start to Monday Analysis, I think you'll agree. I'm in a funny mood, definitely been a long day. It's been a long day, but anyway. So, Old Trafford, Manchester United versus Chelsea. We've torn them apart. We've beaten them 4-0. And, you know, what more could we ask for? Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, he's done us proud there. He set us up well. Okay, look, it wasn't 100% perfect. There were some issues in there. There were a lot of problems with our midfield at times. And Chelsea did look pretty decent up until we got that penalty, of course, and up until we got that second goal. They were in the game. So it was just absolutely epic seeing Frank Lampard look so sad. And I don't take pleasure in other people's pain, necessarily. Do you know what I mean? Unless, we're talking about freaking 50 Shades of Grey again here. But I just mean, like Frank Lampard, as in, it's just nice to see an ex-Chelsea player, now the manager, come in against Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, an ex-Manchester United player, now the manager, and fail and lose to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. That is what was so fantastic about it. So I'm sure most of you will agree. If there's any Chelsea fans in here, sorry, but that's how it is. Right, yeah, everybody who's tuning in, I can see you, I can see Phil, I can see Northern Nightmare, I can see Alex Rincon, Archie, Randy Diaz, Mo Wadder, Nash Chi, Neil Hater, Brian Sheridan. There's a whole bunch of people. If I've missed you there, I apologise. Liam Martin, how you all doing? Thanks very much for stopping by. I know it's a late one, but, better late than never. That's what I always say. I aim to get these Monday Analysis videos out in the afternoon on a Monday. I know that's a better time to do them, but today it's just 10 p.m. That's how it is going to have to be a 10 p.m. today. But it's here. Everybody who's joined me, thanks so much for stopping by. Smash a like on this video if you can. But let's get into this. Do ask questions, do comment as we go along, because I'm going to delve into what you guys say and give you my thoughts and opinions on the topic of this video, which I have titled, as you can see here, Can Man United finish in the top 4 this season? Now, it's a big question. If you asked me that question before the season started or at the end of last season, even with the expectation of signing multiple players that we didn't necessarily get, I would have said probably no. Probably no, because Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is an inexperienced manager. Let's be real, the rebuild job at United is evident to see. There's lots of work to be done. We're a club in transition. We're a team in transition. We have awful owners who are sapping life out of the club. So there's lots of issues at United, and I would have probably said no. But just have some 7-Up there. So, but I think now, if you look at I know it's only one game against Chelsea. Let's not get carried away. We've got Wolves coming up, which is probably at this moment in time a sterner test. They did do well against us last season. They are a good team. They are back in the Europa League, for the first time in 39 years. So they're at that standard where, they're basically the 7th best team in the league. And if you look at where United were last season, we were the 6th best team in the league. So what really is there to separate the two teams? Well, a lot on paper, a lot in terms of the players, in terms of the quality. Yes, they've got some players, Jota and people like that. He's a very good player. But if you look at their sort of back line, people like Ryan Bennett and, this Willy Bolly, and, I just think they're absolutely there for the taking. Connor Cody, and just bunch of bang average lads, really. And United at the moment, what we do possess is quality up top there, is pace up top there. The big question before the season started was, how is Martial and Rashford going to adapt to this new mantle of being the goal scorers, of being the big name, big game players for Manchester United, because they're going to have to step up this season and score 20 plus goals. And I think they answered that with a show of confidence against Chelsea anyway. I mean, it could all derail and go wrong pretty quickly for these lads. But based on the Chelsea game, they're a constant threat. I don't think either of them played to the best of their abilities. I've seen better performances from them, but they still did enough to cause them all sorts of havoc, wreak havoc on them, tear them apart. I mean, if Chelsea's defence was a Hollywood actor, they would be called Rip Torn. Do you know what I mean? Because we absolutely ripped them apart. And we dominated them. We caused them all sorts of issues with Martial and Rashford's pace. And of course, when Daniel James came on later as well, with bags of pace for days. I think that's how we're going to have to approach the game against Wolves. We're going to have to get right at them early on, use our pace, try and get in behind. They'll be trying to do the same thing on the counter-attack. That's how they play. They're a good team at doing that. Also, the way that they break and the way that they counter. We saw it last year. They're very, very rapid, very good indeed. But on paper, United have the better players. We should absolutely be able to attack and get through the defence and penetrate and score goals against Wolves. The problem for United will be keeping them out, but hopefully that's been addressed, because the defence that we lined up against Chelsea with looked so much better. It looked so much more solid. Slabhead Maguire in there was clearing absolutely everything. He was so cool on the ball as well, just keeping it when he needs to keep it, passing it when he needs to pass it, driving out and trying to make something happen when he gets the opportunity. And did it all without any issues at all. I thought he put in an excellent performance throughout the game. Bear in mind, it's his first game for United, and he's coming over from Leicester City. He hasn't had time to bed in. He hasn't had time to work with his teammates. He hasn't had time to get all the plays and tactics and routines and everything down with his teammates that everyone else does already know. He hasn't had any opportunities for that. Sure, Ole Gunnar's told him the basics of what Manchester United are trying to do, but the real improvement and the real quality, I think, is going to be seen in a couple of weeks' time from Harry Maguire, and the real solidity. So if Harry Maguire makes a mistake at this stage, I'm not going to hold him to ransom and say, oh, he's £80 million. He should be performing straight away, because I don't think he's had much opportunity to work with his teammates. But saying that, he's a quality defender. The way that England and Manchester United are maybe looking to play is quite similar. Leicester City play quite swift counter-attacking football when he tries to help them build from the back. So there are a lot of similarities there that would indicate that maybe he can just come in and slot in and be that player for us right away. Based on the Chelsea performance, I'd have to say that's looking quite likely. He was an absolute tank. He's got a big, massive slab. I love it. So I'm just absolutely over the moon. We've got Harry Maguire. And our defence just looks so much better with him in there. And Lindelof was majestic as well. You know, there was a moment in the game yesterday where he showed that real coolness and calmness on the ball and throughout the game. But that one moment where the players coming in, during my match commentary, if you're watching, I said it was Harry Maguire. I was watching it on a phone. Wasn't the easiest to see. But afterwards, after I watched the highlights again after the game, I noticed that it was Lindelof. And I thought, you know, he is that same sort of ball-playing defender. He's also cool on it. And when you've got two heads at the back there that are cool and two heads that are collected, they're not really going to make that many mistakes of judgment in terms of retaining the ball and playing out from the back and trying to get play going from the back. I think what you'll just see is them dictating United's how we're playing from the back there. I mean, there's a good cause to say that maybe Manchester United at this moment in time should be looking to play more direct, should be looking to play balls in over the top and in behind and get the strikers and get the pacey players off and try and bypass our absolutely shite midfield, because it basically is just not very good, the midfield. Let's be real. Paul Pogba, 2 assists at the weekend. Fantastic, great to see. Still holes in his game, still problems there. I thought McTominay did a good job, actually. I know he was getting a bit of stick. Wasn't the best performance I've seen from him, but in terms of sort of trying to anchor that midfield, in terms of trying to allow the players in front of him to play, I thought he did an all right job there for somebody who doesn't have the most experience there. But saying that, maybe that group of players should just be the defensive unit, if you like. Obviously, Pogba's going to be that sort of quarterback playmaker. We saw that with the pass over for Rashford's second goal. That was absolutely majestic. That was straight out the bloody Tom Brady playbook. Do you know what I mean? For like, as that, how we like to say, it doesn't even exist in football, but the quarterback role, which is just to distribute the ball from, say, deep in midfield, up the pitch, looking for runners, look for teammates running down the wing, that sort of thing, and get play going like that. And I think with the players we've got at the back there, we could probably do that all day without worrying too much about, playing a la Barcelona, a la Man City. We don't have the midfield for that right now, I don't think. Yes, Paul Pogba on his day is absolutely brilliant. How often are we going to get him on his day? That's the big question. Over the last 3 years, we've not had it very much at all. So what is there to make us think that he is actually going to suddenly turn into that consistent player when he's pretty much said that he wants away at some point, or is maybe looking for a new challenge? He is here. He is still here. I really want him to perform and succeed this season. But the fact is his head going to be 100% in it? Is it even going to be 90% in it? Based on how he carried on in the game against Chelsea after a pretty lackluster first half, I'd say that hopefully it is. He looked up for it. He looked motivated. He kept on going, even when things weren't necessarily going his way. You've seen it in times in games, he gets frustrated, he loses a bit of interest sometimes, the head maybe drops, and not even in games where we are already tanking them like we were against Chelsea, already winning, but just because individually, maybe he's one of those players that sort of feeds off, it's quite cerebral and feeds off what's going on in the game, and maybe it affects him throughout the course of the game. That's what it seems to me. But he carried on, he kept going, and he had an input of 2 fantastic assists, which in my opinion were world-class assists, both of them. One of them was a brilliant pass, which you cannot teach really, which completely unlocked their defence, even though there was a massive hole in the back there, and it was an awful organisational bit of defending from Chelsea. But still, the actual ball over the top, the execution of it, the vision, the audacity to actually go and play that and pull it off, just goes to show you what a sort of calibre player Paul Pogba can be if he wants to play, if he's up for playing, and if he is motivated, and if he is going for it and giving it his all. Because he was fantastic second half, and that other assist that he got, the driving run, it showed a different side of Pogba's game. It showed the physicality of him, it showed the athleticism of him, it showed the vision of him as well, and not just the vision but the intelligence, because Daniel James is there by him, but he's not quite in the right position. He's still got to catch up a little bit, and he's rapid and he's making up the ground, but Pogba has got the wherewithal just to turn it back inside and just hold on to it just for a split second, just to wait for the run of Daniel James, and then he just dinks that little through ball through, and that was an incredible assist. It really was, and that set up Daniel James's debut goal, which by the way I'm absolutely over the moon about. So I just want to say about Paul Pogba that I know we've had our differences in the past, and he's not my favourite person, but to be fair, he's a great player when he's up for it and when he's really trying his hardest. And that was on display out there at the weekend against Chelsea. I thought it was a great display from him second half. It was kind of the two sides of Paul Pogba. The first half was very passengerish from him. It was quite invisible. Didn't see a whole lot from him at all, apart from a couple of mistakes. There wasn't any real leadership. There wasn't any real getting the team going with his passing and trying to bring his teammates on with, you know, the types of balls that he's playing and things like that. There just wasn't any fluidity from him in that first half. And he struggled as well to handle Chelsea's defence, Chelsea's attack from a defensive point of view. So yeah, but Paul Pogba, I just hope that he continues with how he played in that game, because he did try, he did give it his all, and he did have a massive impact in United winning that game 4-0, because he got 2 world-class assists that were absolutely at the top drawer. My mouth is very dry. Northern Nightmare, how you doing, matey? Thank you very much for sending your little clips over to me, by the way. I very much enjoyed watching them. I posted them on Facebook and I posted one on Twitter as well. So, you know, you did say I could have your permission to do it. So thank you very much for doing that, pal. really enjoyed seeing that, and I'm glad that it was such a good game, and it looked like you had a real good seat in the stadium there to be able to watch it. Sure, you had a great time. Very, very awesome game of football to go and see. So well done, mate, and thank you very much for sending those over. So you comment and said, Pogba's still getting so much stick, but he assisted when he wasn't on his arse. Yes, that's the thing. I mean, it's like I said, it's sort of like two sides of the coin with Paul Pogba. In the first half, it was just a completely average, lackluster performance, and he did make mistakes, and he did get tackled, and he did fall over on his arse, as you say. But in the second half, he really focused, he really got on with it, he really kept putting in a shift, and you saw the moments of magic. They were absolutely brilliant. You saw them firsthand. They were fantastic. The 2 assists were right out of the top drawer. And that is the two sides of Paul Pogba. If he can get his mentality right, and if he can stay in that real competitive, motivated mentality throughout the course of a game, then he's always a threat and he's always a very useful player. But my concern with Paul Pogba is that when he does maybe take a bit of a knock in confidence throughout the course of the game, or United, say, we're down 2-0 straight away in the game, Paul Pogba, I see him shrivel up, man. I see him shrivel up like the sack of an old man when he enters the cold sea. That is what happens to Paul Pogba, and unfortunately, you can't do that as a United player. You've got to keep going. You've got to keep motivated, even if you're 5-0 down. Well, guess what? You've got to try and get the equaliser somehow, or at least make it look a lot less embarrassing come the final whistle. And he doesn't necessarily possess those qualities for me, but I hope he does do that this season for United, because we do need a leader in that midfield. And I know we've got McTominay, and he does look very good. I like the way that you see some of the goal celebrations, and McTominay's in there, and he's barking at his teammates. He's saying, look, lads, come on, concentrate. Let's do this now. I don't care if it's 3-0. Let's get the full. That, you can see that sort of stuff come from McTominay, and that is vital to Manchester United this season. We need that leadership. We need those characters. We need those guys who are able to command and demand more from their teammates and bring everyone on. So I like that sort of, I really liked McTominay's performance in that sense. I think that he does give us something in terms of a character, in terms of a leader. That's the most important thing for United at the moment. Pogba, if he wants to show us the positive sides of his character, guess what? I'm well open to seeing them. Yes. Right, guys, let's read a few more of your comments out now then. I did want to do more of a sort of Premier League breakdown and talk about some of the other teams and results. I will do that a little bit shortly. But, of course, I'm a bit knackered tonight, so I'm not going to stick on here too long. Probably about half an hour or so, and we will just go through a lot of your comments and see what you guys thought about United's performance at the weekend and some of the other teams. There may be, I haven't seen if Alex Rudd is in here. Is Alex Rudd in here? Big Arsenal fan, of course. And I'm sure he's also happy with the start that Arsenal had. They got the 1-0 win against Newcastle at the end. Aubameyang getting the goal. Good enough start. They've got players come in that have improved them at the back there. They've also got other players come in like Pepe, who has improved them. But £72 million, did he get on the score sheet, son? Daniel James, 18 million for the Championship. Scored on his debut, lad. Yeah. So that was fantastic. All right, let me get the scores up here then and try and remind myself what actually happened, because I've got a bit of a bad memory. I know Man City smashed West Ham 5-0, didn't they? I remember that one. That is obviously sickening, because it's just more of the same from them. But what I'm so pleased about is the way United went out there and smashed Chelsea 4-0. Because that's it. We put our hat down in that first game against Premier League, and we said, this is how it's going to be. We're not going to take it lying down. We're really going to go for it. This team feels like something special, though. I don't want to get carried away, right? Okay. It's like they've been galvanised or something with the awful years of complete, terrible, festering mediocrity. They've been galvanised now. And now they look mentally stronger. Now players like Martial look like they're ready to step up. And players like Rashford look like they're ready to step up. And Pogba even looks like he's ready to do the shift and put in the shift for United. And suddenly these players look absolutely galvanised and ready for the season. And I would have never said that last year, because we had too many prima donnas. We had too many players that we didn't show that any sort of leadership qualities out there. It didn't seem like they could rise to the occasion. And it's only one game against Chelsea, okay? But I'm just talking about the mentality, the way they went at it. Rashford was very, very impressive in that game, because he not only did he score 2 goals, but he also just worked his absolute socks off He was a constant threat throughout the entire game, and they couldn't really deal with the likes of Rashford and Martial in that game. Just the sheer number of times we got forward with their pace down the left, down the right, it was really, really good to see. And they didn't even have much of a final product when they did get down there. But I tell you what, they caused Chelsea's problems, all day. And I just think we've got the players now. Suddenly, maybe they're ready to step up and be the players that can have a successful season at Manchester United. Because if you look at some of the players of old, we've always had big name players. Look at Ronaldo. Look at Rooney. Look at these guys who were a similar age to Marcus Rashford. Now, maybe you could say they were showing more signs of talent, but they didn't actually have more of an input to Manchester United than Marcus Rashford, I do not believe. Up to this stage, 21 years, I think he scored more goals for United at that age than either of those two. So I think that's a tremendous achievement from him, and he's shown in his short years that he's a good player. He's shown that he can score goals for United, and this is the season where he was going to have to take that tally to, 20-odd goals in the season. Same goes for Anthony Martial, but there's just something about them. They seem up for the challenge. Martial's got that number 9 on his back. He's looking to cement himself as a lethal striker. And Rashford's going to, obviously, they're going to swap an interchange and do that sort of thing. He's 21. They both just seem a lot more hungrier. I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's done a great job in pre-season, just getting them mentally prepared, getting them prepared for the season, getting them familiar with the roles they're going to play. So I think he deserves a tremendous bit of credit, Ole Gunnar, for how Manchester United have actually started the season with the win against Chelsea, because we could have easily gone out there and bottle jobbed it. We could have been negative. We could have tried to play some lull them onto us and counter-attack type horrible Jose Mourinho-esque type football. And we could have done that, and we'd have been in our rights to do that with the way United squad is at the moment. The midfield, and also we are coming up against a good Chelsea side. But we didn't do that. We were positive at home, at Old Trafford, like we should be, on the front foot, going for it. And we didn't have it all our own way. Chelsea really did give it to us at times, hit the woodwork multiple times, and they caused us problems. But United kept going. And that belief and that drive and that motivation and that effort to succeed is what made us succeed. It's what got us the goals. It's what got us over the line. So yeah, I mean, really, really happy with the performance, really happy with the players, really happy with the mentality, really happy with the tactics. It wasn't perfect, but just the general mentality and ethos of Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's team does seem to be what he's been saying in pre-season, which is we're going to try and give the fans entertainment. We're going to try and win games. We're going to go out there, score goals, and take the game to the opposition. We're not going to sit back and defend and be negative, because this is Manchester United and we should be an attacking force. And you can win trophies. You can be successful if you play attacking football. You don't have to play this cat and mouse defensive game to win games of football like Jose Mourinho has. Look at Jurgen Klopp. I know it's taken him long enough, but nobody could accuse Jurgen Klopp of being a defensive-minded manager. That's not to say he doesn't have defensive acumen. I believe he was a defender. But, I mean, his teams go out there to rip teams open. They go out there to attack. They're going out there to Mike Tyson knock you the F out. They're not going out there to win on points or be a Floyd Mayweather and duck and dive and, all that sort of stuff and win on points. They're not trying to do that. They're trying to go out there and Mike Tyson uppercut your freaking head off. That's what they're trying to do. And I respect that. And I think that's exactly what Manchester United should be trying to do as well, because we are one of the biggest, best clubs in the land known for attacking football. So what's wrong with that? I think that's fantastic. Set us up that way. I'm sure there'll be some heartaches along the way. I'm sure there'll be some times where maybe we're questioning it as well and saying, look, we should have been set up more defensively. But I'd rather see us go out there and take it to teams and give a good account of ourselves and attack and score. And I think we've also got the defence to do that. People like Harry Maguire, people like Wan-Bissaka. I mean, Wan-Bissaka, man. He's got one big Saka. You can see he goes out there and it grows. Poke him with a stick and you watch his bloody bollocks grow. That's what happens with Wan-Bissaka out there. Sorry, just a quote from Snatch there. In case you were wondering. So, Wan-Bissaka, what a bloody player. 21 years of age, £50 million. Crystal Palace had a great season for Palace last year. I was excited about it. I wasn't expecting him to put in the sort of performance that he did yesterday. I wasn't expecting him to put in the sort of performances he has in pre-season, because he's been a Goliath. He's 21. Nobody gets past him. He's a spider monkey out there. Literally, he's got He's all over the place. His limbs are fantastic at defending. See, have you ever heard a pundit say that before? His limbs are fantastic at defending. I don't think so. Everybody who's tuning in right now, thanks for stopping by on the live stream. Bunch of legends. I'm surprised there's so many of you in here actually, because it is very late. I want to give a bunch of shout outs. Let's go through your questions. We've listened to me talking COD enough now. Let's listen to you guys talking COD, okay? So Rafcan Crash 65 comments, Solskjaer needs to be backed. He's a United legend and we can't sack another manager midway through their project. Very, very well said, Rafcan Crash. I love it. I think you're absolutely right. This is different. This isn't Jose Mourinho, who's a seasoned manager, who's come in to sort of be a short-term fix, and it's not working, so we gave him time, but we've got to make the decision and get rid. No. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer is an ex-United player. He's a club legend. He deserves time. He deserves respect. He deserves to be backed, like you say, and he certainly deserves time. Even if United are 6th at Christmas and we're not looking that much better, depending on how it's going, of course, but we do need to give him all the time in the world, this man, because he's got a heck of a job ahead of him. He's got not the best squad, really, let's be real, to work with. He's got a lot of problem areas. We could definitely do with another forward. We could do with another couple of midfielders, 100%. So he's dealing with a squad that, although has got some great players in it, it's not to the depth, it's not to the quality of even a Spurs, of even a City or a Liverpool. So it's nowhere near those sorts of level of squad. And so we can't expect him to work wonders overnight. We've improved, we've got better players, we've probably got a better team now because the defensive roles have been filled by people who are actually good at defending. You can see that in the game yesterday. The way that we defended at times was brilliant, just clearing balls away and looking a lot more comfortable passing it around the back there, looking a lot more comfortable distributing out from the back and not giving the ball away so much. Those players at the back there, they weren't perfect, but people like Wan-Bissaka, people like Harry Maguire and Lindelof, they really did play well and they really did give a good account of themselves. So a lot more to come from them as well. The more they play together, the more comfortable they're going to be. I think that, we've got a really good backline, as good as any team in the Premier League, almost, but pretty much as good as any team in the Premier League, the backline. Now, the midfield is definitely not. It's way down there. The strike force, I mean, it's also not there. Come on. It's not like you've got Aubameyang and Lacazette and the £72 million Pepe. It's a bit different, and it's also not like you've got Aguero and Gabriel Jesus, and it's not quite up there yet because those players are way more experienced. I mean, you're talking about in Aguero, one of the best goal scorers in Premier League history, so of course they're not right there. You get experience, you get extra quality. So, but what we do have is a quality young team. We have young players, we have players that are improving, we have players like Daniel James, we have players like Chong and Greenwood, who we haven't even seen of yet in the Premier League, and Garner, and all these young lads coming through that are going to back up this team. So although it sounds like, and although it looks like we've got a bit of a skeleton squad, and we don't have the depth, and okay, our starting 11's okay, even the midfield's not great in the starting 11, but the depth is not really there. Actually, it is. We've got depth in terms of youth players and players who can come on and still impress and do a job and have something to prove, which I would much rather have than some overpaid, overhyped mercenary type like a Dybala, say, who wants to come here for big money and just suck life out of the club, suck money out of the club, and is only really going to play when he can be asked because he's getting 350k a week anyway. And you can see that with some of the comments that he made. He said he was interested in coming to United, but not for less than 350k or whatever he said. Well, if that's the case, then do one, buddy. I'd rather play Chong every single day of the week. I'd rather play Greenwood than going out there and signing, some striker who's just coming for the money. So I think we have actually got the players there to back them up. Look, just think about Alan Hansen, okay? I saw some similarities between Graham Souness when he was talking to Jose Mourinho for Sky Sports yesterday, and Alan Hansen. Alan Hansen, when he said famously, "You can't win anything with kids. You can't win anything with kids." No, something like that. Anyway, in a Scottish accent, you can't even win anything with kids. Something like that, right? On Match of the Day, back in the day. And it's a famous clip, because what did United do that season? We got tanked at the start of the season. Was it against Southampton? I think we got tanked tanked at the start of the season, like 5 or 6-0. Or 6-1, something like that, by Southampton. And then Alan Hansen said that. And the reason he said that is because United didn't necessarily strengthen as much as they should have in that window and got the experience in. And we were blooding these younger players and allowing them to step up to the mantle and play and try and progress because they got talent. But talent only goes so far. Experience, physicality, coolness, calmness, all these things come with age. And so there is a point to that. But what happened in that season? Well, we had a tremendous crop of young players that just performed. People like Giggsy and Scholesy and Becks and, Butt and just all these young lads that were coming through the system and into the first team and playing their way into the teams. And what did United do? Well, we had a very, very successful time of it. And Alan Hansen looked like an absolute tithead. And I saw some similarities with Graham Souness when he was talking about United yesterday, saying they have got some good players, but it's too young. There's not enough experience in there. And people like Rashford are going to have to step up. There's too much pressure on him. And Rashford's got all the pressure in the world on him, and it shouldn't be right. He should be coming into a team where he's the backup player and he's just being blooded and he's experienced and he's getting experience and improving steadily at a slow rate. And in some ways, I agree with that. But it doesn't mean you can't go on and win with kids, as long as the kids are good enough. If you're good enough, you're old enough. It's the old saying, and I really truly believe that's true. You look at some of the best players in the world right now, you knew they were going to be the best players in the world when they were 17. People like Wayne Rooney, okay, he's a bit older now and he's a bit past it, but a few years ago he was one of the best players in the world. And at 17 he looked like one of the best players in the world in a few years. He was already talented enough to break into Everton's team. He was already talented enough to bang in that incredible volley against Arsenal, an incredible volley against Newcastle when he was a young teenager. So you know that he's got the abilities to progress into a top player. And in Rooney's instance, he probably didn't progress as much as the likes of, Messi and Ronaldo and people like that. He probably looked better, younger. So it doesn't always go the way you think it does, but Rooney was obviously a top player. England and Man United's all-time top goal scorer. Say no more. Anyway, I'm rambling. I've lost my train of thought here, guys. Let's go back into your comments. Thank you very much for everybody who's tuning in and getting involved to this random rant here. It was not really a rant. I'm just ranting random stuff. So thank you for getting involved and helping out with the show. Because like I said, I'm pretty tired. I've been working very hard today. It's very late indeed. And I haven't even eaten any food. And I'm feeling a little bit jelly-brained, I guess you could say. Like I'm having a constant brain fart. Right, okay. It's Mono comments and says, yo, bro, I think Pogba has to stay in order for us to get top 4. Oh, yeah, that was the point of this video. What do you guys think about United getting top 4? Why? How? Let's discuss. Good comment there, it's Mono. Yes, I agree. Pogba right now is more important to us than he ever has been because he is the best midfielder that we've got. When he's on his day, when he's on form, he's the best midfielder Manchester United have got. Nobody's better than Paul Pogba when Paul Pogba is playing to the best of his abilities. The problem with him is getting him to do it regularly. But I fully agree, if United are going to get top 4, we need Pogba. We need Pogba firing. We need Pogba happy. We need Pogba motivated. And we need him to set up and create and score goals. Absolutely. That's what we bought him for. That's why we paid 90 million pounds for him. Because we needed a quality midfielder who can do those things for us. So I agree with you. Right now, he's more important because we've lost Herrera. We had that other leader in midfield there, the other one who would put in so much effort and had a big impact in games for United. Still not the greatest of United midfielders that have ever played for us. Absolutely not. Miles away was Ander Herrera, if we're being honest. But he was still one of the better midfielders that we got. We haven't replaced him in the transfer window. So absolutely, if United are going to get top 4 and have a good season, Pogba's going to be absolutely influential in that. He's going to be the driving force in the centre of the park. He's going to have to be. He did it against Chelsea. He's going to have to do it against Wolves. He's going to have to keep doing it. And he's not going to do it every week. Nobody does. Everybody's entitled to a bad game here and there. We're all human beings. People make mistakes. You're bad mood, physically not feeling great, whatever it may be. But you've got to pick yourself up and you've got to do it to a consistent enough level to warrant being selected for United. So I just hope that we actually have to think about Pogba staying. Pogba, if he plays like I know he can play, And there's talk about him leaving in January, but if he plays like he can play up until then United fans probably won't want him to go, because that relationship with Pogba would have been rekindled, where we respect how he's gone about it, respect he plays. If he gives 100% effort and he does perform and he does help United between now and January, United fans will definitely turn around on Paul Pogba. And I know a lot of people already have. A lot of people want him already. Me personally, right now, we haven't signed a replacement. We needed probably 2 replacements if you were going to sell Paul Pogba in the window. We didn't do that. We kept him. We didn't get the replacement. So do I want to see Paul Pogba go before the European transfer window shuts in a few days' time, or whenever it is? I don't. We need him. He's absolutely instrumental to Manchester United's midfield now. So 100% agree. Oh yeah, thank you very much, Alex Rudd, with the scores here. So yeah, Liverpool beat Norwich 4-1, battering. Just you'd expect them to start the season like that. Basically, all the big teams, Spurs, United, City, all won apart from Chelsea, because United absolutely ruined them. Alex Rudd with a super chat. Thank you very much, buddy. Thanks for getting on here and moderating as ever. He says, and some nuggets. Did I miss something? Did I miss something here? Let me go back up. Oh, okay, guys. Sorry, I'm a bit erratic with the chat today. So you're going to have to just give me a moment here. Everybody who's commented, thanks so much for getting involved. Alex Rincon. Oh, thank you very much, mate. I get it now. Alex, this is class. This is absolutely quality. I've got the best subscribers in the world. So check this out. Alex Rincon has just super chatted me. Thank you very much, Rincon, saying, get yourself some McDonald's pig. Thank you very much. Just sent me $2 to go and get myself a double cheeseburger. I bloody love them. So thank you very much, Alex Rincon. I'll go and do that. And then Jarvis Cocker has super chatted Norwegian currency. Thank you very much, Jarvis. And said, with fries and a McFlurry. Oh. Sorry, I've got a bit of a lung problem at the moment. Anyway, I apologise. Jarvis Cocker, maybe the McDonald's is a bad idea. Maybe we should just go and get like some medical attention instead. I don't think shoving junk food into my body right now is going to help. But I appreciate the sentiment, guys. Jarvis Cocker, fries and a McFlurry. This is turning into a feast. This is turning into a feast for the pig. So thank you very much. I've got a new idea, actually, for a channel. You've just given me a completely new idea for a new YouTube channel. I go online. I go live. You people send me requests to go and eat food. And then what do? I just go and eat it. Anyway. Thank you so much for getting involved there, boys and girls. Oh, hang on a sec. And Alex Rudd's got involved. Yeah, this was what I was talking about. And some nuggets. I get it now. Thank you so much, Rudd. This is a proper feast, lads. Brilliant. Appreciate it. Anyway, let's get back into your comments, guys, to talk to you about, some of the other people that maybe haven't sent me McDonald's. They probably want to have their comments read out as well. But thank you very much, guys, for getting in there with the Maccas. I'm going to hit that up tomorrow, you know. I might actually be controversial and just not get what you told me to get. And just get myself like a double sausage and egg McMuffin meal. Do you know what I mean? That's my bag, baby. Anyway. Oh, you guys, just friggin' hilarious. Right, okay. So Andy Manchester, thank you for your comment here, pal. He says, hopefully Young will be simply support and backup, less playing time. Hopefully Ashley Young will change his name to Ashley Old and do one, because his days at United are over, in my opinion. He's too old now. He's not going to ever really have much of an impact. Fair enough. I guess it's decent to have him around as a backup. And that's all. Support and backup. That's it. And okay, if you're playing Bury in the League Cup or something, maybe Ashley Young can do a job for you because he's got that experience and he's still a quality player compared to the average Bury player. Do you know what I mean? So I understand keeping him around, but I don't want to see him club captain, really. And what I don't want to see is him starting games ever, really. Unless, like I say, we're playing Bury. If we're not, then we should absolutely go with the young players. We have youngsters. We have options in Ashley Young's sort of maiden positions that he plays. I know he's versatile. That's the good thing about Ashley Young. But if you're talking about playing left back, or sometimes he played right back for us last season, then we've got Luke Shaw, we've got Wan-Bissaka, and then we've also got people like Diogo Dalot, who absolutely deserves to be the backup player in order to progress. Because from what we've seen from Diogo Dalot, he's a good young player. He's got lots of talent. How is he going to get to the position where he's the next, he's the next Patrice Evra, or he's whoever, name someone. it's through experience, it's through playing games, it's through game time. I don't want to see him go out on loan ever. I just want to see him progress at United and be that backup. He's not going to go in there and dislodge Wan-Bissaka, who's £50 million. He's not going to dislodge Luke Shaw on the other side right now. But what he can do is be the first substitute for one of them and be the backup for one of them. And that makes total sense to me. So I agree with you, buddy. Ashley Young, he's not really going to offer Manchester United much this season other than from a backup role. And I'm happy for him to be there. If he wants to be that sort of mascot at the club mascot, say, and we've called it the club captain, and he's just going to sit around, he's going to massage everyone, he's going to tell them great hilarious stories about once how a bird shat in his mouth when he was playing a game and stuff like that, then fair enough, Ashley Young, stay at the bloody football club. Do you know what I mean? If you're going to add something. But yeah, like I say, Ashley Old, it's about time. I know he will be here this season, and Ole Gunnar obviously rates him and likes him and wants him around. That's why he's done these things and kept him around. But you know, really, he doesn't add very much to the club. Thank you very much for your comment there, Andy Manchester. iPoddy24 says, we need to be realistic. If we are going to touch our manhoods together, we need to... You got me there, buddy. You got me. That was very good indeed. I like it. I like the way you started there. You got me reading it, because you know I don't pre-read comments. I just read. And the answer to that, buddy, is I'm not going to be realistic ever then. Okay? So... Thank you very much, though, guys. Anyway, messed up. James Mosscrop says, shout out, please. United will win the FA Cup and Europa League with a 4th place finish. Shout out to you, James Mosscrop. I'd love it if we did win a bit of silverware this season. It would make it very nice indeed. The most important thing I would say is just getting back into those Champions League spaces. And more importantly than that, just getting that identity back at United. The way we play, the mentality, the way we go about it, trying to win, trying to compete, trying to win. Look, we don't want to talk about it right now because it's silly to talk about Manchester United winning the league. But I want those players to feel like they can win the league. I want those players to go out there and come up against Real Madrid or come up against anybody in world football. Real Madrid's probably a bad example because we're not in the Champions League. And also, just what the hell am I talking about? But come up against City, come up against Liverpool and feel like we can go out there and batter them. That is what we need to do. We need to feel like that. And if the players feel like that, then who knows, maybe they could surprise a few people. But even if they don't, they should feel like they can and they should go there, and that will probably get us top 4. If we are playing well, if you know we are confident, we can pick up a trophy. It's as simple as that. We've done it even in seasons where we've not been that successful. Jose Mourinho's first season in charge, we won 3 Mickey Mouse trophies, including the Europa League. So we could absolutely go on and win the Europa League. The Europa League is an annoying competition. Nobody wants to play on Thursday nights. Nobody wants to go and play bloody FC Rostov in Russia or whoever it may be. Nobody wants to do that. But once you get to the latter stages of the competition, it's a very important competition. You really do want to win it because it's a way into the Champions League. And not only that, it's a good European trophy win. Winning the Europa League is almost as hard as winning the Champions League, as stupid as that sounds. Because some of the teams that are actually in the Champions League get sort of relegated into the Europa League. And of course, they're not the premium teams in Europe anymore, but it's still a very high standard. So, yeah, we want to win that. I hope we do, buddy, and I hope we do win some sort of trophy this season. If we got top 4 this season and a trophy, it would be a ridiculously successful season. Right up there with the most successful seasons we've ever had, considering all circumstances. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, the players, the squad, that sort of thing. It would be that good. I think if we get top 4 and we don't win any trophies, it would be a great season. Let's be real. United are way off. United need to close the gap. 32 points off of the lead last year. Huge gap. Let's close the gap. That's the most important thing for this year. It's a transitional season. Give Ole Gunnar Solskjaer the war chest in January to improve us as well. That's what I would like to see, because we all know we are a couple of players away. But I think he can work wonders with the squad, use the youth, use the players that we've got right now, bring them on. And who knows? I mean, I'm not getting too carried away. I know we've just beaten Chelsea. It was a good game, a good performance, and Chelsea are a decent team. But they're really not that good at the moment, are they? And United, we still truly don't know where we're at. We don't know how good we're at. We don't know how we stack up against a team like City or a team like Liverpool right now. Apart from we can all speculate and we probably all agree that they're probably better than us at the moment. So, yes, United are going to have a real problem even getting into the top 4 because of Spurs, because of City, because of Liverpool, because of Arsenal improving. Of course, Chelsea will bounce back, I'm sure, and they will show plenty under Frank Lampard. I think it'd be great if he's in an absolute terrible position come Christmas, though, and he does end up getting sacked. I know that's harsh to say that, but that would be good if Lampard got sacked from Chelsea, because it just would mean that obviously they're going to be in a pretty bad place, and I could see that happening. That's what I'm talking about, because I can actually see it happening. He's up against it, Lampard. He's not had a window to improve and bring in loads of players. They lost Eden Hazard, their best player, which is huge. Look at what happened to Real Madrid after Ronaldo went, and Real Madrid had a much better squad than Chelsea. So Lamps has got his work cut out for him. He's got to bring people through. He's got to galvanise the team now. Tough times. Andy Manchester says, Flying Pig food challenge. Do you know what? I'd like to consider myself almost a semi-professional eater. You've got these guys out there who, they do all these food challenges and stuff. I'm telling you now, I could go to McDonald's now, guys. I could get 20 double cheeseburgers, and if I really want to, I'd smash them out in about 20 minutes. And I'm not even joking. So maybe I will do that in the future, buddy. Maybe I'll do some sort of a forfeit. I don't know. Would you guys watch that if I did a food challenge where I just had to eat 20 double cheeseburgers in 20 minutes? So, hang on, is that feasibly possible? Let's say half an hour. That gives me, that gives me a little bit longer to be able to smash down a double cheeseburger. It's probably about 28,000 calories, though, and I might die. So I'm not going to do that. But a couple of you people would say you would watch it. But anyway, let's just get back onto the football, okay, guys? This is getting a bit outrageous now. No, I would like... We'll have a chat, okay? Maybe I'll set up a new channel where I just smash food down my gullet. Right. Thanks so much, guys, for getting in here. Right, everybody, I can't believe I've just chatted for 46 minutes. It's insane. It's absolutely insane. So I'm going to have to wrap this one up soon, I am. But please, if you've got something to ask me right now, please ask it. Rincon says, do like 4 large pepperoni pizzas. Pff, easy. Absolutely easy. Yeah, fair enough. No, Nash Cheese says it can't be healthy for you. That's a good idea. It's a good point you bring up there. I don't think it's a very healthy thing to smash 40 cheeseburgers down you. Check out this guy called Matt Stoney on YouTube. If you're not familiar with Matt Stoney, he's absolutely mesmerising individual because he's like a real skinny dude and you wouldn't believe what this man could eat. I'd like you to go and check out Matt Stoney on YouTube. Anyway, right guys, I'm going to pretty much wrap it up. Thanks so much to everybody who's tuned in. I know it was a late show. Next Monday, I will be doing a properly more football-centric show as well, because this has gone a bit crazy, but we'll be doing a proper football-centric show. I've not got too much into the football, and I really wanted to. Didn't have much time to. I didn't really have any time to prepare. I didn't really know what I was going to say coming on today at all. So that's probably why you got the rape joke at the start. Do you know what I mean? Anyway, thanks everybody for tuning in. Do us a favour before you go. Like, subscribe, comment. I think that's why some of you guys like tuning into this, because you know sometimes it's going to be a car crash. Sometimes the set's going to fall down behind me. I'm going to start doing DIY improvements at home. I might knock a drink over, fry the computer. There might be like 7 echoes on a live stream. Sorry about that, Alex Rincon again, buddy. Thanks for taking the time to do a stream with me. Definitely get you on again. And if any other subscribers who watch these are comfortable and confident talking about football and Manchester United and maybe want to come on a show and have a chat with me and some of the other guys about football and about United, then just let me know. You can follow me on Twitter at Mr. Flying Pig HD. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram, all that sort of stuff. But if you want to contact me, I only really use Twitter. I do post my videos to the other one sometimes, but Twitter's where it's at for me. So give me a tweet on there, and if you want to, or a direct message, slide in the old DMs and let me know if you guys want to get involved on the channel. And thanks to everybody who does get involved on the channel, all you usual legends. You're all the usual legends pretty much, aren't you? I mean, I know there's no Gung Shi in here. I can't see James Arnold, but you're all the usual legends here. Jarvis Cocker, James Mellier, Nash Chi, Ryan Lim, Northern Nightmare, Alex Rincon. This is the A squad right here. Right, guys, I'm going to wrap it up because I need to eat some food. My brain is starting to melt, but thanks so much for getting involved. I know we didn't really go too much through can Man United finish top 4 this season. The answer, I'm going to answer, I think yes we can. If everything goes our way, if injuries don't hamper us, if we don't get injuries to key players like Martial or Rashford, because right now that would be an absolute nightmare unless Greenwood could step up and bang them in. But we don't need any injuries right now. I think we can. Let me know what you guys think about it. If I didn't respond to you in this particular show, I apologise. I always try to do us a favour and comment after this video has been published with your thoughts and opinions on anything we've discussed in this video. Let me know what you think. Make yourself heard. Get your opinions in, and I will respond to them as soon as I possibly can after I've munched down some food. You're a bunch of legends. Thanks so much for tuning into Monday Analysis. Next Monday, there'll be a lot more analysis. Don't worry about that. But I don't know, I'm in a funny mood. We've had a bit of a laugh tonight, haven't we? Or at least I have, talking to myself for 50 minutes and talking to you guys. I mean, you stick a camera on you and just talk to it for 50 minutes. And I'm telling you now, you're going to come out with some absolute shite. Right, guys. Ryan Lim, when's the burger challenge happening? I'll work on it. Everybody, thanks so much for tuning in. Have yourselves a good one. This is the Pig on Flying Pig United. I'll see you very, very soon. Keep a lookout for the Pig in the Hen show on Wednesday. I managed to get Monday night off work. So I will be doing a match companion, live stream, watch along, whatever you want to call it, for the Wolves game. So I've got that off 100%. We'll be doing the post-match, everything. Q&A Sunday's coming back on Sunday. Tweet me questions at Mr. Flying Pig HD using the hashtag AskThePig, or comment below using the hashtag AskThePig, and I'll try and use them in the video. Anyway, guys, thanks very much. Have a good one. Take it easy. You've been watching the Pig on Flying Pig United. Oh, that was a bad one. And I'll see you very, very soon. Peace.